Hey YouTube, this is Vindictive Duel in 2011. I'm giving my deck profile for my Wind Up Turbo deck. This deck has been very good, very consistent for the past few weeks I've had it. Made it at YCS Chicago. Didn't top at YCS, but I've topped at my locals both times I've competed with it, so that's a good sign. Gotten some good stuff out of it. So, here you go.
$5 store credit.
Yeah, $5 store credit, yeah. Ballin'. Alright. So, first three cards you run is 3 Wind Up Magician. Now, this is kind of a preference because most people tell me not to run 3 Wind Up Magician. A lot of people run maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe... But I think 3 is for consistency purposes because you want them in your hand, in your opening hand most of the time. If you pull something like Shark or you Marauding Captain and such, and I'll explain that in a bit. Next 3, of course, is Wind Up Shark. No wind-ups can run without this card. You can try, you will fail. Now, basically, Shark is self-explanatory. He'll special summon himself from the hand. He can change to a 5 or 3. Set up whatever field you want. You want rank 3, you want rank 5, you want rank 4. He could be any of the above. All the above. Next 3 cards. Gillosaurus. Gillosaurus special summons himself. I mean, sure, if they have a card, they get the special summon from their graveyard, but honestly, that's okay. You want this card in your opening hand. You want to go first. They're not going to have anything in graveyard. And there's also other stuff to make sure. You could make some nice plays with him. You just want level 3, as many level 3s out as possible to do, because the purpose of this Wind Up Turbo deck is to do the Wind Up hand loop, which many people know about and many people fear. So, that's the point. You want as many level 3s out on the field as possible to do this loop correctly. 3 Warwolf, TG Warwolf. Now, with this card, he comes out fairly easy in your hand if you can special summon any monster from your hand, basically, which all the monsters, in a way, have some form of special summoning. So, he is really easy to get out, and he is a level 3, which is what you need. 3 Wind Up Rat. This card is needed for the loop. Can't run it, this deck without Rat, especially 3. And not even for the loop, but he's a monster reborn for wind-ups. And honestly, I just think that's amazingly broken. Won me a lot of duels just from top decking him. 2 Marauding Captains. This card, level 3, and special summons a level 4 or lower from hand, so that's just to get more level 3s out right away. He's one of the rare monsters in the deck that you can normal summon, which is good. You don't want a lot because otherwise you can't get a lot on the first turn. I only play 2 Wind Up Hunters in this deck. 3 is just overkill, and 1 is inconsistent. 2 pulls off a 4 to 5 card loop a lot easier. A lot of people honestly either run 1 or 3. I'm the individual that runs 2, so don't question me on it. It just works. 2 Spell Striker. You run no traps in this deck, all monsters and spells, and you're going to have a lot of spells in the grave. This is just an easy level 3 to get out, period. Plus, you get attacked directly and do a lot of other stuff in case that's all you can do with him. 2 Birdmen. This card's broken every way possible. You can make broken plays with this card. Birdman runs in almost anything now, that, especially for X seeding. You can Birdman a Gillosaurus, bounce a Gillosaurus back, special Birdman, special Gillosaurus back, and then you have Warwolf in your hand, special summon Warwolf. There's a lot you could do with it. Now for the spells, 3 Wind Up Factories. This card is the main search of the deck. Any wind-up activates, you just search another wind-up in the deck. This sets up your hand just in case it can stop the loop, which most of the time they can't, or it just sets up your hand for future plays, which you're going to need. Once you do the loop, you're really left with nothing, which is the bad part about this deck. But if you can make it work, you can make it work. It's all up to how you play. Now, this is the card that's made me won many duels. Dimensional Fissure. Now, in this format, you're going to be facing...
Is that good against the meta?
It's definitely good against the meta. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. What's running around now? Insectors. Well, it doesn't necessarily... Oh, it does stop Insectors. Yeah, it stops Hornet. It stops Dragon Sworn. God knows no one wants to face
Dark
Dragon
Worlds.
Sworn. Dark World, everything. Stops mostly anything in this meta.
Heroes.
And here's the thing, it doesn't stop this deck. Because most people don't know this ruling. I'm explaining it here so you guys are a little bit smarter. When you have Exceed materials on an Exceed monster and you detach, they go to the graveyard still. Exceed materials do not count as monsters, and if you have Dimensional Fissure out, since they're not monsters, they go straight to the graveyard for any reborning plays you want to do. Now, if you had Macros Cosmos out, they'd still get they would be removed from play, which is why you don't run that. You run this card instead. And plus, this is a lot faster than Macros to begin with. 2 instant fusions. It gets out level 3s fast, just like any other card in this deck. You run like basic fusion level 3s just for free monsters. Now, one problem with this deck is you have beaters that just roll over all of your monsters completely. So that's why I like running Smashing Grounds. Just in case. You'll have those dragons that get themselves out. The beaters that you can't get around. Unless you summon Acid Golem, which just ends up hurting you in the end. So, Smashing Grounds is a smart card to play. Or you could side it. It's personal preference there. 1 MST. Back row kills sometimes. And you don't want to run 3 because then it stops your hand. It's just... honestly, I'll think of getting rid of it if back row stops giving me problems. But for right now, that's all I'm going. 1 Heavy Storm for mass back row problems. Just a staple. Dark Tornado. Staple.
Dark Hole.
Why did I say Dark Tornado? Dark Hole, staple.
Wish there
I'm
was a
not-
Dark Tornado.
Dark Tornado.
That'll be a new release. next pack.
New release, Dark Tornado. Pot of Avarice. If you could get this card in your opening hand, do the loop. You have a 5-card loop because you just recycle all the cards back in the deck. I love top decking this card so bad. Rhoda. You have 2 strikers and 2 Marauding Captains. It thins out the deck, and if you search for a Spell Striker, it's just an instant special summon for Spell Striker. Since this goes to the graveyard, use it, remove from play, special Spell Striker. Monster Reborn, just basic staple, Reborn, anything you want. And Allure Darkness, you're running 2 Birdmen, 3 Werewolf, 2 Hunter, so that's about, why can't I do math? That's 7 Darks in the deck. It's just good for getting your hand filled, and if you exceed for Levier a lot, you could get the remove card back, which opens up the plays even more. Now for the extra deck, I'm running a bit more than 15 here, but I'll fix that in a bit. 3 Carriers and Mighties. Gotta run this card in this deck. Even in a regular wind-up deck, gotta run this card. It's pretty much the boss monster, I think, because it special summons everything straight from the deck. Levier, rank 3, opens up plays for remove from play cards, especially if you have D-Fissure out. Leviathan Dragon, really just a beater. When your loop's done, you just want to beat her out, so it's hard for them to roll over it.
Or detach material.
Detach material too, that worked, yeah. Number 20, Giga Brilliant. He just boosts all your monsters, just rank 3. You want to fill up on rank 3s because that's all the deck really has. Only 4 level 4s are Sharks and Magicians, and Sharks can be anything. Acid Golem of Destruction. He is really risky to play. Make sure you have the win before you play him, otherwise you'll end up hurting yourself. I've done that once. I've lost terribly and misplayed. The Djinns from the structure deck, I just have them in here just to have them in here. They're good sometimes. I've actually won with this one who can double his attack. The other one I haven't really even used. The broken Djinn, Maystroke, is a Book of Moon and a Gachi with an 1800 attack. I think that is just ridiculous, and I find him better than Utopia in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Utopia and Utopia Ray, just kind of Exceed staples, I call them, because they are. People love Utopia, just to stall for a bit. The rank 5s, Tyrus, Adrius, and Zenmayo. Now, the only way you could Exceed for 5 is with Shark, but you have 3 Sharks. He's easy to get out, and honestly, I've gotten a Tyrus out every game. I'll be honest, it's so consistent. With 3 level 5s in the deck, I've gotten a Tyrus out every game. You can ask anyone I've played. Chimera you side into Cyber Dragon in case you're using machines, and it explains itself. Now for the instant fusions, I got 2 Carubine, the Fire Knight, and the Cybersaurus, level 5, and then level 3s, just for whatever situation you're in, you have something ready. Now, because you run Birdman, you're gonna sink once in a while. I rarely ever sink, but we have Void Ogre, has actually won me duel because I was able to negate everything they play. You run your hand out, so if you get him out, you run your hand dry, and this guy's out, you can negate. He's like Shien, really nice Shien. Black Rose, nuke the field. Ancient Fairy Dragon, just for special summoning from the hand. Brio, basic stable bounce back, and then this will be a Catastor. I'm just using Magical Android for now, but he'll be a Catastor once I get him. Just a level 5. I don't even know I have a level 5.
I was wondering that because you have level 3s and I don't see
I told you, there's more than 15 in here. This is just my basic extra deck for a lot of stuff, so
yeah.
There's just random stuff in
That's
there.
the choices that you...
Yeah, these are choices that you can go for.
Before a tournament or...
Yeah, just make sure if you're in a really formal tournament that you...
run 15?
Yeah, you run 15 extra and 15 side. I run more of each, so... Side, you got 2 Mind Crush. Do not run these against Dark Worlds. 2 Line Imprisoning Mirrors, just in case. 3 Macros Cosmos beats this meta, but it also kills you, so use this card wisely. Let's see, what have we gone through already? Gores. Yeah, if you're running your hand out and they're killing you and you know it's the attack directly, just put Gores in. Cyber Dragon, they're using machines, etc., etc. 1 Prohib. Just make sure you know what you're calling, like if you call the right card or not, because I've seen people really call stupid cards with this.
Dark World's Graph, Lightsworn's Judgment Dragon.
Oh my god. Solemn Judgment. The thing is, I don't run traps in this deck. Traps run slow, really slow, and they clutter your hand, which you don't want. You want a nice hand. Yeah, you just want a nice hand, all in all, and traps just clutter it. It's stupid. Electric Virus, stop the dragons and machines. I've used it and it's 1v duels. Shadow Imprisoning, just overall concept. Dark Worlds, Insectors. You side this. You side
really
this.
Dark World.
If you're smart, you'll side it. 2 Thunder Kings. It mildly stops heroes from searching, but it's running really bad lately.
This deck doesn't even search its specials from deck.
Yep. Puppet Plant for the Warriors, and what else is it?
Spellcaster.
Warrior Spellcaster. No one runs Spellcaster. You do it for the Warriors, for the heroes.
Spellcasters are getting boosts, so...
Yeah, Spellcasters are coming soon, but still. Bottomless Trap Holes. Priority's gone. Use these. Not in this deck. And don't main it, but you can side it.
Banner
Oh,
Compulse.
damn it. I thought they were ultras.
Alright.
So,
Now,
for your
right before we go, I'm just going to
Topic.
show real quick how consistent this deck is. What?
Question for your subscribers.
Yeah.
Why no Wind-Up Rabbit?
Why no Wind Up Rabbit? Because Wind Up Rabbit is slow. It's going down in cost for a reason, and I do not like it.
I tell them people, why no Wind-Up Rabbit? Wind-Up Rabbit is too good.
All right, let's think this out real quick. You have Wind Up Rabbit. If you have Factory out, sure, you could get Surges out. Sure, it could get around TT. Sure, it could get around a lot of things. But it runs the deck slow. You draw a Wind Up Rabbit, what do you have? A Rabbit. Sure, it's a level 3, but every time I've drawn it, it's been the draw I do not need, and it's been the draw at the wrong time. If you want to run it, personal preference, go ahead. If you like it, go ahead. I don't like it. I got rid of them for a reason, and I'm going to explain right here what happens with a deck that doesn't run Wind Up Rabbit. Sorry, he just irritated me with that question. I really hate you, Alex. All right.
You just hate rabbit.
Opening hand. I hate rabbits. Pot of Avarice. Like I said, top decking Pot of Avarice. Wind Up Rat, TG Werewolf, MST, Gilsaurus, and Smashing Ground. There's the loop right there. Special Gilsaurus, special Werewolf, normal Rat. Do the loop from there if you know how to. I don't have. This video is running long as it is, so I won't explain. Pot of Avarice for a 5-card loop. You got game. If you know what you're doing after that. So, thank you for watching this video.
It's been
We'll have-
lengthy.
Huh?
It's been lengthy.
It's been really lengthy. It's 14 minutes, dear God. We have to stop this soon, otherwise we probably won't be able to upload it. But thank you for watching. We like your support. Just make sure to subscribe.
Like and leave a comment.
Leave
below.
comments. Come on, we need views. We need
Like,
subscribers.
favorite.
Don't be
We'll
desperate.
Follow
be doing
on
duels.
Facebook,
We'll be
follow
doing
on
duels
Twitter.
shortly. I'll be dueling with this deck, and you'll see how broken it runs. And
Oh,
just-
we know how broken it is.
oh, well, I'll explain to them how more broken it is because they
Okay.
like me. Oh, and this mat, the sexy mat,
That's
I
mine.
love it. I'm gonna get it off him soon.
No.
You have all these orcas. You got
Okay,
shiny.
this is the deck profile, not the mat. So
Fine. All right.
close this up.
Thank you for watching again, and make
This
sure
has
to
been Vindictive Dueling 2011. Sign